Yeah! I'm ready, baby!
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Nightwatch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken.
What's up? What's up? It's the Lethal Collective on Friday.
Hey!
Hey! Get it up!
Get it up. That's right.
What's going on, everybody? We're happy to be here. We got a special guest, Maverick. What's up, man?
Maverick!
What's up?
Welcome, Maverick.
It's nice to finally be on the stream with you guys. And I left a message earlier. I was like, I wonder who the special guest is going to be on the show. So, yeah, it's me. Surprise, it's me. You guys are stuck with me. Sorry.
Love it.
Oh, no, thank you, man. Well, I wanted to personally thank you for supporting the Kickstarter for Red Right Hand. Thank you. Well, I hope you have a fun stream tonight. We're gonna make it crazy. It's gonna be insane.
All right. Crazy that's my middle name, so we're good. We're
Perfect.
solid. Yeah.
All
No,
right.
and honestly, like I'm super excited, and I was glad I could. I was gonna contribute regardless, but then when you said like, you know, you could get on the stream, I was like, oh, I'm in. I got this. So, yeah, man, I'm pumped, dude. I'm pumped for your movie, and I can't wait for that to come out.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You're rocking some awesome merch, by the way.
I know,
Whoa.
right? Does anybody recognize this character here?
Let's see that beautiful
Here, let me
image there.
Nice. I gotta
love
order
it.
mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. It's not too hot for spring and summertime, but it's perfect when it gets cold because where I'm at, it's like I got bipolar weather, man. It's one day it's 40 degrees outside, the next day it's 90. So this thing's perfect. I can rock it all day long, Craven. Good job.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Welcome. You're welcome.
And I have to
Very
tell
welcome.
everyone in the live chat, Maverick is a Cravenite. So a
Yep.
Cravenite is on the panel tonight. I'm so excited. Appreciate you, man.
Or I should say,
Yeah.
stew.
Stu.
Yeah, there you go.
Stu. I saw Gory B already hitting it in the chat. Stu. Let's
I
go.
know.
Heck
Glory
yeah.
be, she's having fun tonight. She's like, this song slaps. I'm like, right? You know what's up.
It goes hard.
All right.
It goes very hard.
It does, man. Like when I first heard the beat, I was like, yeah, we got to use that one. That was,
I'm
that
always
was a
just
good one.
vibing out behind the scenes while it's going.
I saw
Like,
you,
let's
man.
go.
Jake,
Yeah.
Jake behind the scenes. Like when I'm playing clips, I can see these guys, and Jake is just like, yeah. I'm like, right?
And
Very cool.
Knight, can I just say before we even really dive in too far into this,
Mhm.
you know, I messaged Maverick the other day and I said, hey, man, you know, Friday's coming up. And there's really only one question is are you going to be there? And you know what?
Gee.
And you know what his response was, man? I think you have an idea what it might have been when he responded. Do you have a
Yeah.
clue?
I got a clue, man.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Man,
Sorry. Just
I
letting
like
it rip.
that.
you know what?
Yeah, you
I'll tell you
are.
what. There's no rest for the weary. Jen is already cutting up, saying, "Maverick Media, show us your tentacles." I mean, we
wow.
just got
Wow.
started, Jen.
God.
know
Raise
what,
your tentacles.
My wife would
Wow.
not be too happy with that. So I gotta keep the tentacles.
Hey, look,
You know what I mean?
Coriander just jumped in. She's like, oh my God. I just
There you go, Coriander. That's called perfect timing.
We'll
I
never let
love
it die. Never let it die.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Lord.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
some crazy MOs, man. I'm telling you.
Woo.
Crazy stuff. All right.
Jen,
guys.
you're awesome though. Thank you. And I, you know, maybe 5 years ago I probably could have pulled that off, but not anymore.
No more whipping out the tentacle.
Yeah, no, that does
No
not
more
happen.
of that.
You gotta keep them under wraps, man. Under
Exactly.
Keep them under wraps.
keep those tentacles under wraps, well protected.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
And ironically enough, this started with you, Steven, of
What?
all of us.
I
Of
know.
all
Out
of
of
us.
everyone that
You're
this
so
is-
tame. Like
It's
No-
true.
Nobody would have guessed it.
No.
Nobody.
It's true.
You know who's had the best character development growth? Craven. I mean, from where he started
Oh,
to
no.
where he's at, I am slowly corrupting him. It's fantastic.
Oh,
He's
no.
just this innocent guy that
Oh.
now he's saying naughty words and
he's saying naughty words.
I don't say naughty words.
You should feel ashamed, Fate.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame.
I have no shame.
Shame.
I have no shame.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
Oh man. Anyways, Carrie says, "Let your freak tentacle fly."
Tentacle fly so high. Let it fly.
Wow. All right,
There it is.
There
That's
you
what I
go,
said.
Jake.
There we
There
go.
it is.
There
Go.
it is.
Nice.
Jake, you're the
Well,
master
my
of physical
tentacle
motions.
is
You know,
the
first you had
Eiffel
the fingers.
Oh,
Kendrick
I saw you guys doing that together. I was like, "Oh man, here we go."
yeah, baby.
It was
We
an
sure
iconic
did.
moment. Iconic moment.
Kendrick
It
Lamar is
took
gonna come out and he's gonna redub the song "Tentacles." I swear my tentacle gets as big as the Eiffel Tower.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm
man.
telling you, it's happening.
Oh.
And then we'll be famous. Then we'll be famous.
Is that the key? That's the key.
That's
We've
the
been
key.
missing it
We-
all this time.
we need
Talk
to
about
get Lamar to
tentacles.
lace the track.
Tentacles. Who would have known? Tentacles.
Unbelievable.
Jen. Ooh,
Unbelievable.
Jen. My goodness, she's going for it tonight.
I know. I'm kind of shocked.
Would you look? I mean, look at that. Now we're getting
Right?
to KY. This is
Everyone,
getting out of
everyone
control.
slowly gets corrupted in my bubble.
I guess so.
Ooh, man.
That's funny.
Once I start expanding, that's my superpower.
Jason, I'm a righteous
Corruption.
man. Yeah, you
Baby,
are.
can you be your man? He's a righteous man.
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man.
That makes me so happy. That makes me
Not
so
everything
happy.
today.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
The
the
dancing.
stand. Oh,
oh my gosh. The dancing though night is what gets me on that clip. The dancing is just out of control, man.
Oh man.
Maverick, do you
gotta
ever
love
watch The Collective and go, "Oh my God, why am I watching this?"
No, actually, I don't. It was like a breath of fresh air compared to all the stuff that's actually on YouTube. You know, I mean, if you want to get bummed out, YouTube can bum you out. You know, there's plenty of stuff. So
True.
I stumbled across, I think it was Craven's channel first. I had just had knee surgery and I was tired of TV, and I stumbled across his channel, which led me to all you guys. And I mean, no, it's awesome. I freaking love it. So I mean,
It's awesome.
obviously, like I love it enough to where I'm rocking merch and I'm supporting, independent films, and you know what I mean. I'm all in, man. So no, this is awesome. I have no regrets. No regrets. Maybe that's an indictment on what's going on upstairs for me, but I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. So
well, we appreciate it.
We all go a
regardless.
little mad
We-
sometimes.
We
yeah.
appreciate you a lot.
Appreciate it.
A lot,
If you-
Maverick.
If you
Yeah.
regret it or not, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Right?
No
It's okay. We
regret.
regret it sometimes too. We're like, why did we all come together?
Yeah. You know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, sir.
It's
Everything
true.
happens
It's
for
true.
a reason.
It does. I believe
It's
that.
true, man. Yeah, the live chat is showing the love. Thank you
Aw.
guys so much, man. We
Thank you.
really appreciate that. Aiden, all of you guys' channels are awesome. Jen taking care of people, even though she's talking about tentacles. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And look at Gory. Gory says, "So how many thumbs up do we need to get a full Lethal Collective dab?"
Ooh.
Oh.
That's like 75, man, at least.
Oh, how good of a
Please.
screenshot would that be? Like all of us just
Oh,
bam,
right?
you know?
Oh
Oh,
my
We
God.
should
would
we
be
should
cool.
we should all do like the Ginyu Force pose one time. We'll all just
I don't know. I think that's more like super chat stuff, man. Like when we get super chats, then that's more like a set a dollar mark for a lethal dab.
that'd be so hard to line up too. Think about how tough that would be for everyone
I
to just
know.
go bam.
Right?
Damn.
Like, all
We'd
at
have
the
to
same
do a
time.
countdown. We have to be like 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Or what if we're just all so in sync it works perfectly?
Oh,
3,
We are the collective.
2, 1.
No.
Oh, I messed up.
You had a pause.
Yeah.
You had a pause after you did.
Yeah. There we go.
There we
Thank
go.
you, Gory. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely check out
Yes.
Maverick's channel. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
absolutely.
Oh gosh, Gory's taking me serious now. She says you heard him. 75. Get your other accounts, your friends, your grandma, and your pets on here.
That's
Oh,
right.
no.
That's why she's so intelligent, man. She's got
She
the game
is.
plan. She's always like,
Yep.
like the other day I was doing my morning stream. She says, I'm gonna go into all of my accounts and give thumbs up. I'm like, wow.
That's awesome.
Like,
You
thank
know?
you.
Like,
Appreciate
she's
that.
got the game plan.
Well, Maverick, since you're our guest and we're 10 minutes into the live stream and we have barely asked you any questions about horror movies, is
No
there
worries.
anything is there anything in particular that you want to talk about, like regarding like Halloween, maybe Scream, something along those lines? Or
Not really. I'm here to. I'll follow your guys' lead in regards to that. I'm enjoying just kind of the free flow of things. So
Hell
don't
yeah.
feel like you got to do anything special for me. I kind of like chiming in. I don't want to overdo it or maybe turn somebody off to going like, you know, that guy's annoying. I'm not going to check out his channel. So I'm gonna pick and
Dude.
I'm gonna pick and
No,
choose
dude.
my my spots here. And you know what? Wherever you guys want to go with it, let's go. Let's
You
get
can't
crazy.
be worse than me.
Hey
So
man,
you're good. Don't
we,
worry.
Yeah,
we
you can't be
turn
worse
people
than
off.
Fade,
We turn people off every time we're on here, so it's all, and we're still here, so it's all right.
Yeah, you know,
Somehow.
when you got like 50 followers, you can't really spare. You know what I mean? You gotta be, you gotta be kind of careful. You gotta toe the line. You know, once I get a little bit higher, if I get a little bit higher, then maybe I can, you know, I could spare a few.
No
but
worries,
Right
no
now,
worries.
everyone is precious to me. And Carrie, I'm
Aw.
seeing all your chats, and thank you. You're the best. You're
She
you're
is.
awesome.
Don't
Yes.
worry. Eventually, we'll all get canceled off the internet, and then everyone will just go to you.
Right? Oh yeah, no.
You're playing the long game here, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
We'll
it's a
eventually do
marathon. It's
something
not a
stupid.
sprint. Exactly.
Yep, that's right, man.
That's
Sooner or
right.
later, we're gonna mess up. It's just inevitable.
Probably.
Oh gosh.
Inevitable.
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 Right.
Inconceivable.
So I have a question for you, Maverick.
Go ahead.
What are you looking forward to for the upcoming Scream 6? What are you afraid might happen?
Well, I guess what I'm looking forward to, it's more, there's not really a specific answer. It's more of like, I just want to be surprised, right? And that kind of feeds into what my fear for Scream 6 is, which is I personally love Scream 2. It's up there in my top 2, 3. I guess it kind of alternates just depending on the day. But my fear is that they're going to follow, like, I felt like Scream 5, they played it a little bit safe, right? They kind of followed the mold of 96. And my biggest fear is that 6 follows the same footsteps as 2. I don't want that,
Yep.
you know, and not even so much that like, oh, well, it's going to be, you know, Amber's mom or Richie's mom is going to be the killer. It's not so much that. It's just kind of the beat for beat, even leading up to that third act reveal. Like that's kind of what I'm scared of for Scream 6. I want them to do their own thing. I guess within reason, you know, I don't want them to go too crazy, but yeah, I just want to be surprised. I don't want to feel like I felt like with Scream 5, 20 minutes in, I was like almost 100% positive that Richie was the killer. And then the bruising I thought could have been a red herring on Amber's chest in the hospital, but I was kind of just like, I feel like they've kind of already showed their hand, and I just don't want that for Scream 6. That's the biggest thing. So
Yeah, I agree.
Great
Yeah.
points.
Absolutely.
well, thank you.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
honestly,
solid.
I'm like, I'm a fan of all you guys. So like, if you make a compliment, I kind of get put off. So thankfully, you can't see me blushing right now. I'm probably blushing.
Oh,
underneath this
man.
nose, so.
Look, we're nobodies. Believe us.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You guys do
Seriously,
great
man.
work, and I think you underestimate how much you guys make all of us happy. All of us that tune in and you know, contribute. You know, whether it's financially or promoting. Like you guys are awesome. So don't sell yourself short.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
man,
very much.
absolutely.
That means a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Maverick, at this point, you're like 90% confirmed on my channel soon.
Sweet.
You're almost there. Like
All right, man.
One more round of that, and I'm just gonna have to book you for May, and then we'll just call it a day.
Cool, yeah.
We're doing it tomorrow now. Fuck it.
Heck, we'll do it tonight. I don't even care. We'll do it after Lethal.
We're ending the stream right now. We're going over to Crit. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
If you keep it up, Craven will even let you move in with him.
I mean, I have a spare room. It's got a bed and everything. It's very
It's like,
nice.
okay, guys, it's too much. It's too much.
It can happen, man.
This is like the beginning of a horror movie, like all of a sudden.
Join
Maverick's
us.
Like, wait a minute. What
Join
am I getting
us.
myself into?
It was after this day Maverick went missing.
We never see him again.
I'm really like concerned what my mom's history was now. Now all of a sudden I'm thinking, was she a Maureen Prescott or something like that? Why is Craven trying to lure me in here? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Maureen Prescott is lurking nearby. So
Right. I know. Yeah. Go ahead and
Yeah.
maybe. Are you mentioning that or no?
He is now.
Well, I guess I am now. I was gonna do it later, but
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do it.
kind of came
might
up
as
when you
well.
mentioned Maureen. So
Yes,
why not?
I know. Sorry, it's my brain.
No.
It goes all over the place.
It's perfect. So tomorrow night, guys, at 9 p.m. Central, hop over to Craven Something Scary because we've got Maureen Prescott. That's right. Lynn McCree is joining me for a watch party, not just an interview like last time, which was amazing, but she's going to sit and watch. I've been talking to her this week. We chatted yesterday on the phone for like an hour. She is very excited. She is ready to go. And so, guys, I'm telling you, let's show up strong for Lynn tomorrow night. Let's show her how much we love her and are supporting her and how much we want her back. She was even teasing that with me last night. It's about coming back in 6. So I'm like, ooh. So nothing, she's definitely ready to go. So I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are as well. And so join us, be there. She's going to hang out for the movie and stay for up to an hour after the movie for Q&A and thoughts and feedback. So it's going to be a really cool experience. And when that nightmare scene comes on right there, oh my gosh,
Yep.
I can't imagine how amazing that's going to be with her there.
That's a cool
So-
scene too, man. I've
It's
always
so
seen
cool.
that scene.
Super.
And
Cool.
I'm just excited to hear all the insight she's going to give because she was on set for most of the whole filming of this thing. So she's going to be able to share so much inside information as that movie's going, and I just can't wait to hear it. So
Yeah, man.
thank you, Gory.
She was such a great guest too, man.
She was.
Isn't it so cool though when you get a chance to talk to some of these folks and they're just really decent people, man.
Yes.
Like and they're just fun and they enjoy the fandom and they respect what has made them, a celebrity. Like they don't forget, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, I know there's going to be scenarios where we may not run into that, but I think so far we've all had some good, good instances with these folks. It's been great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah. And when she called me yesterday, it went to my voicemail. I could not answer at the time. And so when I checked the message, the first thing she says is, "Hello, my number one fan." And I was like, "Oh, sweet!"
Wow.
It was
No
so
way.
cool. Seriously, that was the
cool.
greeting of the voicemail. It was so cool.
Nice.
So it's a meaningful thing, man, because you never know when you meet people in the business, because we all heard horror stories. I mean, look at, if anyone's watching TV, we're seeing a horror story. Stuff is on all the time. Then they disappoint you sometimes. So you never know. And when when you get a Nancy Ann and Knight, she's amazing. She'll be in 2 weeks. We'll have her back. But Knight, and you interviewing like Deborah Voorhees. I remember how amazingly gracious she was, man, and how nice she was. It was so
so down to earth, man.
Yes.
She gets it. She knows, what's gotten her at this point, and she's done a lot of great things since, and she's just she's so cool with the fans. So is Melanie. And by the way, I want to just say thank you guys for helping to promote that, because Melanie was she emailed me and she said, "I'm so happy that this went so well for you. I truly enjoyed myself," and something else. And she didn't have to do that. Like, it's like the interview was over. She could have just done her own thing and say, "Hey, see you later, kid." But she took the time to do that type of stuff. It's like, wow, man, you guys, it's cool. It's cool stuff. It really is.
Real quick, Bob, this is still counts as my stream. Silence. Silence, Bob.
Hey.
What?
He's in the middle. He's in the middle. He is the collective, as they say. So
I have the. It still counts.
fate
Damn
cannot
it,
silence
Bob.
me.
Nope. There'll be no bullying of one of my Cravenites. It's
Yeah,
not
Bob's
happening.
awesome, man. Bob
See,
is super
Bob
cool.
is awesome.
See, you guys
Yeah,
don't
he
understand,
is.
and I'm not gonna fill you in. Bob understands. Carrie understands. Where's Jordan? Jordan, get in here.
Oh,
Jordan,
gosh.
get in here.
But in the meantime, Bob, Carrie, silence him.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jason. I appreciate that.
I am
we
silent.
had
I'm
fun.
texting
Thank
the
you
word
so much.
fate. What did Silent Bob do in the movie? He did emojis. He didn't do texting. Okay, silence, Bob.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
This is what-
you were
this is
so
what we
clueless
this is what
and
we
it's
deal with,
wonderful.
Maverick.
yeah. This is
well,
what
I
we do,
mean,
man.
I'm a witness. Like, I'm usually not a participant, so I'm usually a witness to it. So I know what you guys got. I know what you guys are dealing with.
You know what we got with Fate. That's
yeah,
great.
I know what you guys are dealing with. So
Yeah, man.
I'm just kidding, Fate. I love you too. You're awesome,
I
man.
appreciate
I
it.
like
It's
that. I
a-
love
it-
you too.
I love you too,
It's like
right?
step.
Just a little,
just
just a little less though. You know,
yeah, there's
just a
a
little
perfect
hesitance in his
dichotomy
voice.
of everybody and then Fate, and you know what? It's a good counterbalance. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
he's our
Everyone needs a good
special little
fate.
guy.
He's our spirit animal.
I
There
am.
you go.
I'm the guy that says all the things that they want to say, but they don't want to get
wow.
canceled.
Okay.
There we
No,
go.
no, I'm sorry, you don't.
They don't
You
want to
don't.
get canceled, so I say it for them.
No.
Carrie, you are such a sweet person. You really, really are. And one
Thank
day I
you,
will
Carrie.
interview you too.
Yes.
Oh.
She's so sweet. She really is.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Maverick, because we
Good.
talked a little bit about this, but
Mhm.
the whole idea of Sydney Prescott,
Mhm.
you know, and her involvement not only in 5 but beyond. I mean, what do you think? First of all, what do you think is going to happen in 6? And if she isn't in 6, do you think that she'll be in 7?
I think they're gonna have to have her at the very least in 7. I don't think. I mean, if for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just building anticipation why they haven't announced. Like maybe they know behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
you know they're just keeping us guessing. It keeps the intrigue going, right? Everybody's going to be waiting every time they see Scream 6 in a headline. They're going to be waiting to hear that announcement. So I get it from that standpoint. I don't know if it's something that maybe she got the first draft or got it. Well, it's beyond first draft, but if she got a draft and just was like, nah, I'm not down with this. I have a hard time believing that after 5 films, she would walk away from this franchise. I would like to see her. I'm kind of like, there's a school of two thoughts. Like on one hand, like I know Jake, you kind of you want that to be more focused, you know, Sydney in the picture, but not so much the motive being trying to kill Sydney again, which I guess I'm towing the line here, but I want her to be an integral part of this film, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she has to be the main person that Ghostface is after.
Yeah.
So I don't really have, like I said, my biggest expectation is just to be caught off guard. I felt like from the trailers and everything, I felt like I knew what was going to happen in this movie, and I just don't want that for 6, and I definitely don't want that for 7. I'm sure that's where they're going with it, but I just don't. I just want to be surprised. I want to go in thinking, oh, I know exactly what this is going to be, and then when I watch it, go, holy crap! Like this just blew my freaking mind. So
yeah,
I don't have any. I guess as of right now, I don't have any predictions. I know, like I've seen your guys' videos about how, you know, they're potentially going to be shooting it at it's going to be set around a school setting. I just don't want to feel like I've seen this movie just with, you know, it's like the same shit, different toilet, basically. Like that's not what that's what I don't want. Sorry for cussing, by the way. If I'm
Great way to put it, man. Like I applaud that.
You're right.
Yeah, no, I speak in analogies. That's it. That's like that's the only way I feel like I make sense. So yeah,
You are wearing a V for Vendetta mask. So
right. Well, I got the poster right up there too.
Ooh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, I got that one, and then They Live. That's like another big big one for me. I love that movie.
Nice.
It's
I
such a
love
fantastic movie. I
Yeah,
love that
that's
movie
actually
so
why I
much.
was rocking the Roddy Piper shirt. Was he was the star of that movie, and I love John Carpenter too. So
There you go. You know what's up.
I know
You
what's
know
up,
what's up,
man. I'm
baby.
telling you, I'm new to YouTube, but I'm old school to the I know
Hell
all
yeah.
this stuff, so it's all good. Yeah, that's pretty much where I stand. I know it's kind of like a non-answer, but I just
No,
surprise me. Just surprise me. That's all.
No, I agree with that. I think like as a whole, that's what I want from this movie too. Like I just don't want it to be same old, same old. That's the biggest thing across the board. I want it to be fun. I want it to be exciting, something totally different, something I've never seen before. Even if it kind of breaks the Scream formula, at least it's new, at least it's fresh. It'll keep the
Yeah.
franchise alive that way.
Absolutely,
I've
absolutely.
even said-
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say I understand with 5, they had big shoes to fill. It's Wes Craven. It's a Wes Craven, franchise that you're stepping into. So I don't really fault them so much for being safe.
Yeah.
Instead of going like way off the rails with this, but I hope 6 they take the training wheels off and they just go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. I get it. You made your fan film, you made your tie-in film, you made your, you did the thing you had to do. However people feel about it, I respect it. I understand why they did it, why they went that route. Now it's time to see what can Radio Silence do with Scream 6. Like I would rather Radio Silence do what they want to do, make their movie, and I hate it, than them just make another Scream movie. Because at least I respect that they tried. At least I respect that they did something different.
Exactly.
Like I can, because then I can, it's always one of those things. Like I can't stick up for you if you unless you help me. Like so at least if they give a movie that is just terrible, in my opinion, but it was so different than what we're accustomed to, I feel like I could still defend it. I could still stick up for it. I could say, yeah, I didn't like it, but I appreciated what they did here. I appreciated this and that. I appreciated, that they broke the mold, and here's what I loved about it. Here's, and I can make the argument in your favor. But if you just do another Scream movie and it's terrible, I don't really have any way to argue it for you.
Right.
Hey, let me just say real quick, Amber, I hope everything's okay with your son, because she was saying she has to. Her son has to go to urgent care. So.
Oh, really?
Oh boy.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Take care, Amber.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's awesome too. Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
She's good people for sure.
Yep.
Wayne knows what's up. He says the 6 trailer better be spoiler free, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm
swear.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I literally got
please.
blasted because I was just like, I'm not gonna believe that they're letting spoilers be in this damn trailer, and they sure enough did.
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember when that trailer first came out? We saw these scenes. We were like, Chad from Radio Silence said the trailer is filled with misdirection. It's very, very deceptive. Dude, listen,
okay,
but hold on, and don't forget your thought. Just one thing.
Yeah.
And I remember the videos and the live streams we were doing at that time, mostly videos, but that was kind of pre-collective. We were talking about how, well, that just means that what we're seeing here is probably stab footage. We thought that Chad's death may be from a fan film, or no, not so much Chad, but perhaps Amber was a fan film. We had all, because we're like, this can't be all real footage that we're seeing. And then we knew they had filmed, or they said they had filmed 3 to 4 different endings. So we're like, maybe we're seeing footage in the trailer from endings that we never saw. And from best I can remember, guys, the only thing that was not in the movie from that whole trailer was the silhouette, which is the best scene that was cut. Was the silhouette wall.
Oh my god.
That was so iconic, man.
So good. Every other scene was in the movie, though. So Chad was not being straightforward with us at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake. That's all I wanted to say.
There was some cool things in the trailer that were pretty deceptive, but like you could have cut that one scene with Richie's hair very obviously in that scene. Like it was so obvious he was getting stabbed. So that I took an issue with, and there's a few scenes with Amber too. But the coolest thing I think about it was you couldn't tell who was in the wheelchair. You couldn't tell if Jenna Ortega was going to survive that opening scene or not. There's a lot that was really that was pretty well done. I was pretty like I don't know what's going on here. Like, I almost kind of wish they didn't show the wheelchair scene at all.
Yeah,
and just
me
given
too.
us the idea of like, oh, Jenna Ortega is the opening kill, and that's it. She's done after that. Give us that notion going into it, and then it's a shock when she's still alive. So I don't know.
Can I just say one thing real quick, because we've got a really great comment and also an answer, but the answer isn't fully correct. Jason says, besides liking, sharing, and subscribing, how can we help this channel? Well, there are other things too. If you want some answers, I can give them to you. Commenting on videos, tell your friends. You know, if you're on social media, tell your people that follow you. Repost, you know, anything, you know, that we put out, even from our individual channels, because sometimes we'll have, you know, folks from our individual channels funnel to the Lethal Collective channel, and yeah. I mean, that's some of the things that you can definitely do.
And one thing I want to add is, and it's something that we don't talk about very much, is when this video ends or when the live stream ends, we all tend to just kind of say, that's it, it's over. We liked it, we watched it. But the fact is, when this goes into replay mode, you can now go in and make comments on the video like you would a normal video. And so a lot of times the live streams get like 3 comments because I don't think everyone even realizes that your live chat here doesn't really do anything for the replay. What helps the replay is the actual comments. So if everyone, when the stream ends, if you were to take an extra, let's say 2 minutes max, and just jump in to the comments below and just type a quick comment. It doesn't even have to be long. Just, you know, hey, love the stream, hated the stream. You guys should all, you know, find something else to do. Or we love you guys, keep it up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you would make a comment, it actually does help the replay get moved up with engagement for more people to see it.
Yeah.
So I just want to tag that in.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
because anything regarding the stream, I obviously once we get to the point where we can get super chats and stuff, then that helps in real time. But even then, like AdSense, everything that goes into a live stream, none of it matters until after the stream. So like we could have 10,000 people be on the stream and it doesn't help the channel at all. It's in the afterplay is what gets the watch hours, the you know, extensions, things like that. But the watch hours we're fine with. We reached the watch hours like a week in. Which is fantastic. That's all thanks to all of you, you know, watching the stream, because this was at a point where we only had like 100 subscribers and we reached the watch hours. So now it's just grinding until we get the 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll have access to more stuff. The community posts are up. I've made a couple community posts over there. You know, myself and I'm sure the rest of the guys will do a better job of doing that, because that also helps grow. But yeah, just any little thing. It does anything that you could do, even if it sounds minuscule. I'm sure it could be a huge thing, you know.
And especially if you're on social media, you know, if you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and if you can, you know, put us out there, I mean, that's all good stuff. It definitely can't hurt. That's for sure. It won't hurt.
Whether you have 1 subscriber or 1 million followers, whatever. You know, that all it takes is that one person to come over here and watch and subscribe and things like that. It's like, you know, now we're a step closer. You know, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting. I mean, to be honest, we're getting there a lot faster than most channels.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
We're already, we're up there. You know, and usually the hard part is the watch hours. For most channels, is the watch hours is really the hard stuff. You know, it's just promoting. You know, and to be honest, we could all promote it better ourselves, things like that. So there's things that we should be doing more too. But anything that you guys can do, it does help a lot.
Yep. And not to be presumptuous that you would ever want to hear our live streams the second time, but if you were to rewatch them in a video mode, just hit play and let it go. That actually helps us as well, because that's, again, like Fate said, the the replay views is what's going to help help growth as well. So if you ever want to just go back and say, yeah, let me just hit that again while I'm working out or while I'm doing this or cooking dinner or whatever you're doing, that helps us. It does.
Also, you got to have the volume up, even a
yes. Don't mute us.
Well, because I know people have said like, oh yeah, like I'll play it back and I'll just turn the volume off and do whatever I'm doing. Problem is YouTube knows that.
Right.
So YouTube
is pretty smart.
YouTube knows
Google
all.
runs the world.
Cyberdyne. What's up, Frank? Frank from the Harsh Truth. What's up?
What's up?
My man.
He's got some
Anyway.
tacos and something to drink. Nice.
Yeah.
I just
Cheers,
want to say
Frank.
one.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Let's
cheers.
go.
I just want to say one more
Rock
time.
and roll.
The fact that you all even want to help us. I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
several
Yes.
comments where like, "Where's the Lethal Collective merch?" Stuff like that.
Yep.
I
Sure.
believe we're
Yes.
talking about the fact that you all even want to support us and do more to help.
Yeah.
is remarkable. I mean,
It
you all
really
support
is.
us
It is.
individually, and then now collectively.
Yeah.
It's what a blessed position for us to be in. Seriously,
It is. It really
appreciate
is.
it.
Very much.
Yes.
It's a
It's
fantastic
all very humbling
community.
experience, man. And I, when all this stuff started, and as Fate says, I'm kind of the glue, I guess you'd say, that kind of brought the four of us into a unit, as you would say. And I remember those very formative meetings we had, and pitch idea when Fate and I were pitching it to Knight and Jake together after doing a collaboration video.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, yeah. And I told Fate before we even pitched it to Jake and Knight, Fate and I were talking one-on-one about it. And we kind of merged together, and I said, I know, not that he necessarily didn't know, but I said, I know two guys right now that I just have a great connection with both of them. And I think that the personalities between the four of us are all different enough that it's going to be very interesting to bring us together on one time, because we may have some shared views, but as you guys know, we don't always have shared views, but we know how to be respectful and do it in a way that's not hurtful to one another.
Yeah.
And anyway, we had the pitch meeting with Jake and Knight, and I think you guys literally said after that, because Fate and I were like, we're going to do a test run with this collaboration and just kick it around to see how we all feel. They didn't even know. You guys didn't know we were actually kind of feeling things out, but we both knew it was going to be a good fit. And I think you guys both said on that live stream, without even thinking about it later, you said, I'm in. You guys were like, let's do it. And we got it. So we did it. So
Got him.
we got it. And we launched our channel on January 14th, and here we are.
Here we are.
man.
So
I mean,
is
when I met
remember-
these guys, I knew. I was like, I absolutely hate these guys, but our chemistry is going to be fire.
great.
I'll stick it out. I'll stick it out for
I
the
was like,
content. you
I'll
know?
hang out with
I
these
was
bozos.
I was like,
man.
these guys are terrible, but you know what?
Well,
No,
you
I
know,
love these guys. It's
but
awesome.
no, one thing about it too, and not to keep going on and on. One thing, it's too bad we couldn't have recorded that. You know what I'm saying? Those
I
beginning
know.
Oh, you
conversations.
said that.
Because I know you guys feel this way too. I mean, if we keep going and we just keep to the game plan, I think we can go very far. And again, it's humble beginnings. This wasn't something that, like you said, Steven, there was conversations and we tried things out, and it's been so much fun. I feel so, like I always say this to you guys are great. And, there's a real brotherhood, and I feel comfortable with you guys. And I trust you guys, and it's just a happy thing to be a part of, and especially with this community, people like Maverick and all these guys that are in the live chat.
Yep.
This is more than I would ever thought I'd be a part of. Seriously, there's no question about that. So very cool,
100%.
stuff. Yeah, man.
So, Maverick, thanks for joining the stream where we talk about us.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
Just have a seat in the back. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
We'll bring
I
you back in when we're done.
That's all right. I can blow smoke all day. So let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're good.
Jen, I'm gonna make that happen. Every single stream, I'm going to Taco Bell. I'm getting a bigger taco every single time.
Bro.
Jake's gonna have high blood pressure
Man.
if he doesn't already.
But Maverick, how many?
That's what medication's for.
But Maverick, how many killers would you like to see in this film?
So I had posted it in one of your guys' live streams before. I want to see. I want to be caught off guard, and I do like the what is it? The Cult of Ghostface. I like that idea, but I want to see. I would like to see a scene, and maybe even an opening scene where, the phone calls being made. They're stalking their first victim, and Ghostface gets killed by another Ghostface. So like there's two groups of copycat killers, if you want to call them that. or I guess two groups of copycat killers that are going after kind of the same. They've got the same idea from all the prior events, and they happen to overlap. So everybody thinks, oh, dust is settled, or maybe there's one still outstanding that was a partner with this person if they're following the same trend. I would like to see something like that, where it's like we're completely blindsided, or maybe midway through the movie. I guess that would make it better to where we realize, like, oh, it's not over. So I would like to see. I don't care what the number could be. It could be 100 if they pull it up. If they execute right, if they can pull it off. I don't care how many killers there are. I would just like to see them kind of break the mold with the 2 killer thing, because like I'm a firm believer in Scream 3 that it was 2 killers. I'm completely on board with everybody. So that, and then earlier, real quick, while I have the floor, someone had asked where I stood on the Stu train fate. I know you're going to be like, screw this guy, don't ever have him back.
Let's go.
I want Stu. Craven knows. I want Stu back. So Stu's alive. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, baby. Get it
exactly.
up.
So I just want them to do it right. I don't want them to do it to make me happy. I want them to, you know what I mean? Like, I want them to make it make sense, make it believable, and from that standpoint. But yeah, I just want there to be a shakeup. So I would like to see personally, a group or Ghostface going after somebody, and they get, the jump scare is on Ghostface with another Ghostface killer, like, stabbing him in the head or something like that, something different.
What would you like to see, like, storyline wise, for Stu if he was to return? Like, what would be something?
Okay, so for Scream 5, my whole thing was, it was he was kind of like Sydney's Niagara Fall, right? So like they don't mention him because that is what sets her off, the fact that he's still alive. So he's just kind of, he's, the man who shall not be named in that group of people, because when they mention it, they have to relive 96. So that was kind of like what I was hoping. And I was hoping that he was in a, insane asylum or in prison, and that Judy was his visited him through conjugal visits, and Wes was their love child. So that's how I was hoping they were going to find a way to bring him back, but obviously that's not going to happen. So I haven't come up with a good theory. I've come up with theories, but I haven't come up with a good theory that I would feel comfortable like putting out there. I don't really have one yet. I'm trying. Like, work just kills me, so it's hard for me to like get down and try to write these things out, and Venn diagram it or something. Like, it's just, I can't come up with something good that I feel confident in putting out there, that doesn't have a million holes that people can poke in it. So just if they can do it and make it make sense, I'm all for it.
And Maverick, in all fairness, we still don't know who Wes's dad is. Dun, dun, dun. We don't.
Right? And that's true. You're right about that. That's a good point.
Maverick, I'll say this too. Like, if you have a theory, just put it out there.
Absolutely, man.
It's okay. Listen, I put a theory out the other day about Sam not being Billy's daughter, and people ripped it to shreds. They're like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all. And you know what? I'm like, whatever. Like, Critical Overlord even put out a video saying like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, whatever. But like, I know
he had said that.
Yeah. Well, he put out a video and like kind of in response to it, and he's like, interesting idea, but I don't think it would work. It's like he worded, he was cool about it. I appreciated that. Actually, like, I appreciated the promotion more than anything. But
heck yeah.
I was like, yeah, like, it doesn't make sense. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool idea, and I pitched it. I threw it out into the world. People didn't like it. That's okay. That's okay though. You know what I mean? You're not. People aren't going to love every single theory you put out there, and that's you got. At the end of the day, you just got to accept that. That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. True.
But fortunately, there's people out there that they will appreciate folks just giving their thoughts, and especially if you do that in a good way, they'll say, well, like Jake just said, I don't really follow that theory, but pretty neat idea.
Yes, like I really appreciate what Critical Overlord had to say. Like I feel like, and I love when people disagree with me because I learned something from a different perspective. Because it's just like, oh wow, I never even thought to think about it that way. But it's like, oh, you see like the same shit from a totally different perspective, and it totally changes like how you see it.
Right.
And you become a more intelligent human being at that point. So I encourage that. I want people to disagree with me. I want to hear different perspectives because you learn. And knowledge is power, as they say.
There you go.
That's right.
The whole point, because I mean, like my channel is basically built on theories with Scream and things like that. Like, and the whole point is like it's just extracting an emotion or thought from the person that's watching. Whether it's whatever that emotion or thought is, at least you did your job, because that's all entertainment is at the end of the day. It's drawing, it's getting somebody engaged in whatever you're talking about, good or bad. I mean, I have misses, I have hits, I have videos that people are like, this is the greatest theory I've ever heard. And then I have theories where people are like, why would you even put this out? You should die. It's like, but
this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I
had one guy say that on one of my videos.
Yeah. You get
it. Either way, the point worked. The whole idea of the video work. It was about getting responses. It's just about when you're all we are as YouTubers, we're basically people's dancing clowns. We're there to provide entertainment for people, whether you like it or not. And people find it, and it's just about keeping people entertained and putting perspective. And like Jake said, you learn things, you discover things, I mean, a lot of the theories even stem from even arguments people have made, or I'm like, I don't agree with the argument, but this is a really good point. Let me expand on this point. And then that spawns in, and that's how I'm able to pump out. People always ask, like, how are you able to pump out theories like every day? And I'm like, because of the engagement, good or bad, because I have a thought in my head, I'll write it down, and it's just about expanding on that. Hey,
bye, Carrie.
Bye, Carrie.
See you later.
See ya.
Later,
Take
Carrie.
care.
But yeah, like that's ultimately the goal when you're making videos and things like that. It's just a different form. Like Mr. Beast is extravagant, crazy things. We're more, here's an idea. What do you think? And that's the end goal, is just to get people. If people are watching, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And you listen to the responses, you listen to their perspectives, and you use that going forward.
And I'll say one more thing, and then unfortunately, my dudes and Mr. Maverick, I do have to get moving. My friend is moving to Alaska, and I want to say goodbye to her before she leaves. So I'm going to do that. So sorry, I got to cut out early, but I will say one more thing. A big thing I wanted to do with my channel starting off was like, I say that thing about how I don't have friends. I have horror movies at the beginning of every video. And I wasn't able to connect with real people with horror movies. Like I wasn't able to have conversations. A big thing I wanted to bring to my videos was it was just like your buddy talking about horror movies. Like that was a big thing I wanted to bring to YouTube that I felt like when I watched like all the other horror channels, it was like, I felt like I was, that's the connection there. That's really cool. I wanted to bring that and really just make it like, be like, this is your buddy who loves horror movies that you can talk to about with it. You know what I mean? That was a big thing with my channel that I always try to do. That's really important to me. So I don't know. I think I really value that. Really think it's cool. So thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Gentlemen, I got to get moving, but have a fantastic rest of the stream. I'm going to keep it up on the thing, and I'll be in the comments. So Maverick, thank you again for supporting the Kickstarter, by the way. I really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, hey, I'm wishing you the best of luck with everything, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to support you, man. I think you're onto something good. So I'm glad to be here, obviously, with the rest of you fine gentlemen. So
thank you, and
you included Faye.
There you go. Gotta be nice to him sometimes.
I know.
We'll throw in Faye.
Yeah.
Also,
no,
Maverick,
for real, guys, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, of course. I extend the same invitation to you that Craven did, by the way. If you ever want to come on
Same
the channel,
here.
just hit me up. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
cool,
Yeah,
man.
same here,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it for sure. I got a
you go.
wild freaking work schedule. Craven knows what I do, but I kind of keep that under wraps. But if I can fit that in, and you guys don't mind me rocking the Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah,
and yeah,
of
man,
course.
I'll be there, dude.
Well,
Be
there's
there.
one condition though, Maverick. You've got to sport the Craven shirt or
Oh, yeah,
hoodie
dude.
at every
For sure.
single channel. You got to. It's a thing now, man. You got to keep it
You
going.
ain't never coming on my channel.
You got it's the deal, man. You don't need to go on Fate's channel anyway. Come on, man. We got you. You don't need to do that.
Man, shots fired.
It's overrated.
Shots fired.
Right?
I know we're really
Wow.
bullying Fate tonight. Fate, I
Oh,
love
we're
you,
just
man.
having fun.
I love you.
I love you, Jake.
Yeah, Faith,
That's
you're
why you're my
awesome,
future
man.
baby daddy.
You're awesome.
Here we go.
Your sweatshirts are awesome too. I love this.
Thank you. I know. So like, it's sometimes I love it, but sometimes I don't because like I became known as like the hoodie guy now, and like anytime I've ever not worn a hoodie, people get upset. But the problem
Especially
is, it's
Blanca.
like I'm in Las Vegas, so now it's starting to get hot. So it's like I just like I have to remember like, oh, throw on a hoodie before you jump on the stream. So I have like 50 hoodies just sitting on my couch in my office now. Like even my girl came in and is like, why do you have all these hoodies in here and not hanging in the closet? I'm like, because I have to wear hoodies forever.
That's my thing. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right, well, peace out, guys. I will talk to you soon.
All right, Jake. See you,
All right,
Dave.
man.
See you, man.
See you, Jay.
Good,
See
man.
ya.
Thank you. Yeah, Fate. That's why I was saying earlier in the stream, these hoodies are perfect. There's perfect ventilation. They're not too hot when it's hot outside, and they're not too, you don't get cold when it's freezing. So depending on where you're at in Nevada, so if it's they're
hot.
perfect. Yeah,
It's hot.
get
There you go.
get yourself a Craven sweatshirt. They'll keep
Yeah,
it's
buddy.
good
Absolutely.
year round.
I love this, man.
I love
Good
it.
year
It
round.
Steven's working it.
It would look really good on you, Fate. Actually, it would
Yeah.
look really great. A Craven logo right in the center. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, if I turned it inside out, yeah.
No.
Oh,
No,
man.
well, of course I would support Craven.
Yeah, the
Of
black
course,
will
of
accent
course
your
I would.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
black eyes.
Maverick, I
See,
love,
Yeah.
bro.
Maverick knows how
Okay.
to get me. He's stroking the ego. He's like,
Ah.
He knows what's up. He's a
I'm a
natural.
slut for attention.
man.
That's what
I tell you, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, look, let me start moving the conversation a little bit to Halloween as well, because I saw a couple of folks that were talking about that in the chat. So, Maverick, have you heard about the teaser trailer that came out at CinemaCon?
I did. I think it was it yesterday? The We Watched the Movie guys were talking about it. You know what? The thing is they started getting into it and I didn't know how much was gonna be like given. And I just I tuned out because that's like we were talking earlier about Scream 5 and the trailers and things. And it's such a weird it's a weird feeling because I've never seen a movie promoted that well, but at the same time where I was frustrated at what we were being given, I felt like too much, right?
Right.
So I just I don't want to know, especially if this is truly the last one. I just don't want to know anything. I want to go into this so blind. I don't mind speculating, right? Like I had done a shameless plug, Dream Theory video, and I just want to be wrong with all my speculations. I want it to be that my brain cannot conjure up the magic that they're making in those writers rooms. You know what I mean? So I started to listen to it and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anymore. I just kind of want to tune out. So I don't know specifically what happened, but I do know that it has been, someone has seen it or people have seen it. I just don't want to know too much about it. You guys feel free to talk about it.
Well,
it's all good. Like, don't worry about me, but
I will say this. I mean, Steven, had you heard what people had seen?
I have heard. I haven't really looked into it. I just heard about it was a kitchen fight with Lori and Michael.
Yeah.
That's all I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, and again, hopefully I'm not
no, you're
wrong on this, Maverick. But
yeah.
To me, I think it truly was a teaser trailer, which is really all that I would want to see for this thing. It's funny because, I have to balance it as a YouTuber, but also as a fan. The fan side of me, I don't want to know much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the YouTuber side of me, we have to kind of be in the know to some degree, But according to what they said, the teaser trailer, it showed just like legacy clips, you know,
Okay, cool.
from the 78 movie
Nice.
and also from 2018 in Kills. And then there was a small bit from Ends, and it was mainly, you know, a fight, you know, so a fight that took place between Laurie and Michael. And then, you know, before the fight was whatever concluded, it cut. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, you know, at least from what I've heard, it didn't give away much at all. You know, so I was happy with that because I don't, and I'll be honest with you, I don't need another trailer. I mean, I'm sure they will, but I hope. I think Jake talked about this. I hope they don't do what they did with Kills, because in Kills, I definitely don't think they should have given away the firefighter scene.
Dude, why do you do that?
Could you imagine if they didn't have that in the trailer and you went to go see the movie and that showed up? I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they were, you know, behind the 8 ball because of the pandemic and all that type of stuff. So, you know, maybe it was a little bit of a different situation, but I'm just hoping that they don't give away too much like they did with Kills.
Yeah. I'm with you. I am with you on that. So
absolutely.
I made a video about like that whole like thing, and I was talking about like where do we think that clip of Michael and Laurie fighting is at? Like, because you'd imagine like that's the big climax, right? Michael and Laurie have this epic fight. You know, I don't know what you guys know about the clip, but
yeah,
it was pretty crazy. You know, Laurie gets thrown across the room, Michael gets stabbed in the hand, things like that. I won't go too heavy into it for those that maybe don't want to know everything about it, because I know some people they don't want to hear anything. But it was an epic fight, and so you would think that would be at the beginning or at the end of the movie. But I was saying, like, what if that's how the movie starts? Like, what if that's like the fire?
Oh wow! I did one too.
Oh really? Oh,
that is too funny.
Yeah, I was like, what if that's how the movie starts with this epic fight? Laurie, you know, maybe traps him again, and she, you know, lets the house go down. The fire department and everything isn't going to come save him this time, you know, because they let it down. And what if she thinks that he's dead? Right, so Michael dies, you know, dies, and then that's why we get the 4-year gap, because everyone thinks Michael's dead, and that would also explain a lot of the photos and stuff we have seen of Laurie all happy. She's wearing dresses now. She, you know, you see Lindsay, Allison, and Laurie like at a bar just having a good time. Like it's like, how would that be happening if Michael and that would kind of explain like the whole Michael situation. You know, he doesn't die. He goes and ventures off somewhere or whatever. Maybe they take his body. He wakes up in a morgue or something. That would also explain that morgue image we got, the poster or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, I know it was like a fan poster, but supposedly that was a fan poster made based on something that happens in the movie. So, I mean, it just explains a lot of things with the upcoming Halloween. So,
dude,
to pass the question on, how would you all feel about that? Maverick, we can start with you. How would you feel if that was like the opening scene that kind of sets the tone for the film, but also explains the 4-year gap?
I can see it, because if like from the way Kills end, or you know, with Laurie kind of walking out of the hospital, that whole thing, I could see that being a possibility, and I'm not against it. It's just kind of the only, I guess my only problem with it, it's not even a problem. I guess the only hiccup is it would be a repetition of 18, right? How 18 ends, where it's like he's trapped.
That's what I
and
was
the house
saying
is on
too.
Fire, but it doesn't really make it bad for me, because the things that I didn't like about Kills, it was super entertaining. I said it, like it's a fun movie to watch visually, but there were what I didn't like about it was a lot of the dialogue, right? Like the evil dies tonight a million times, and spending a quarter of the movie in the hospital when I felt like they probably could have done 10 minutes and you know, and move the story along further. It's like every time that they were building momentum in Kills, I felt like they cut back to the hospital and kind of halted that momentum that they had. So I'm not against it. I do like that idea. I like the fact that that would explain the 4-year time jump, because that is, to me, the biggest question, besides how this movie is going to end, is how do they explain, or what is their reasoning behind the 4 years? So
Yeah.
if they did go that route and maybe just tweaked a few things as opposed to the house being set on fire or whatever,
Mhm.
I think that would make the most. That's probably the most sense I've heard anybody use to explain the 4 years. So
Yeah.
So to kind of elaborate more, and for everybody that's saying like, oh, that's a great theory, I actually have the video on my channel. So after this, if you want, go check it out.
Yeah,
And then
for
check
sure.
out mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Knight. Yeah. Check out Knights too, please. Yes. Yeah. Check them out. Even compare. See what you all think. But yeah. So to elaborate on that. So one, yes, it would be very similar to 18, but I think it would establish, and this is what I was saying in the video, is I think it would establish the idea that Michael is not the smartest, tool in the box. Like
he's a brute.
Yeah, because he's stalking Lori based on the video, stalking Lori, and then goes and makes his attack. So it's very likely, like she knew before, that he's there. She's just playing it off because she doesn't want to make the first move. And then he comes in and she traps him once again. And that would show Michael he's not like methodical. He's not planning this out. He's just
a shark.
Yeah, he's a shark. He's stiff and boom, so you can catch him in the same trap again. The other alternative that I mentioned, besides lighting the house on fire or whatever, is I mentioned back Blumhouse's tweet where somebody asked, how do you what happens to the Meyer house or whatever, something along those lines, and it said that Lori bulldozed it. So the other alternative besides lighting it on fire or whatever, as I was saying in the video, was what if she bulldozed the house with him in it, and that is how it concludes. And that would kind of tie into Blumhouse's thing. I don't know. I just think the only reason that I mentioned lighting the house on fire again and stuff like that is because it fits everything that we've seen, plus all the stuff we've seen promotion wise leading up to the film, like the fire department getting just pummeled.
Who's gonna put out the fire?
Exactly.
They're all
right. Well, not just that, but you would imagine Lori would be like, if that happens again, do not do that again. If you see my house on fire, even with me inside of it. One last thing, because I don't want to take away everything from that video, because I do want people to watch it. But the other thing I was saying too is she could even just stay in the house with him as it's burning down, and maybe that's where Allison and Lindsay come in and they pull her out. No, you can't stay, and she's like, just let me die. I want to make sure he's dead, because that's kind of been Lori's thing, right? This whole I will die if it means him being dead, and especially now Karen's dead and all these things. I would imagine she'd look at it as I will stab myself if it means killing him. And so that was another thing that could also be a way to reintroduce Allison and Lindsay as she's just standing there watching the house burn with Michael in it, and they come and go, no, you're not going to die too type thing. But anyway, that's just kind of to answer the things that you were saying, because I thought of those when I did it.
No, I dig it, man. I do like that idea. So I'm all for it.
And here's the other thing too, man. I was saying some of that stuff too, and it would make so much sense for that to not be in the finale or even the last third of the movie. It makes no sense in the middle either. It would have to be in the beginning, because if you're following after kills, those are the story beats that would make sense. Lori, is after Michael or whatever because of what happened at the end of Kills. But it's also a really cool way. You also do something else other than setting up the 4-year gap, the 4-year time jump. It also gives you multiple times when you have Lori versus Michael, which of course, and of course, now we don't know how it's going to end. That's probably the biggest question.
Right.
And, we've talked about some ideas of that, but in this particular fight, it seems as though Lori is going to get some good moments in this. So that's a smart thing to do. And hey, maybe they're setting up for how things are going to be different in the end. I don't know, but it's definitely not going to be the finale. That's for sure. That would make no sense whatsoever for them to have shown that at a con. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
here's the end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. No more of that. Don't show any more of the third act, and
I,
that should be a rule. Like
Yeah,
no
right?
third
Sure.
act in
Yes.
yeah. Every like I don't.
Yes.
That's the one thing I don't understand is like there's a lot of stuff that hits the cutting room floor. Like why not
Mhm.
just throw that stuff in there as the trailer? Because you know it's not gonna. I mean, some of it it doesn't work for the movie, but why not throw
Right.
that out there in the trailer? Because you know it's gonna look good
Mhm.
as far as like how the movie is shot. Why not just
Right.
throw that out there? That it throws us completely off. Like I said, I'm hoping Radio Silence learned from Scream 5 and they do that with Scream 6. That's my hope.
I know.
That is
man.
my hope,
Oof.
man, because I love that franchise so much.
Yeah.
I know all you guys do too, but
Mhm.
just no more Scream
Yeah.
5 stuff, please.
Yeah.
What
Yes. Yes.
what is
yes.
I obviously I stepped away for a minute, so I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe you touched on this or not, but like, what is your what kind of fears do you have for Halloween Ends? Is that something that you guys touched on?
No, we didn't. I didn't get into that. Let's see. I don't. Let's see. Okay, so the whole the radio tower thing. I don't want that to be the. I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting idea. The Silver Shamrock tie-in. There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh no.
Yeah, I want it to be just the setting of, maybe a significant kill, whether it be, Allison, or I don't want it to be the silver shit. I think it's interesting if the pennant was controlling him, but I don't want that for this. I like the creativity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. My
Right.
biggest fear is that the radio tower is going to be a much more significance than what I'm anticipating. Is that like whether it's radio waves or you know what I mean? Like I just don't do that.
I would be
Don't do
so
that.
surprised if they do that. Wouldn't you guys? I mean, look, some people have a lot of issues with both of these movies. I've seen a lot. I don't know about, especially for you, Fader or Steven, but I've seen a lot of people in my comments really talk about how they're just not happy with what David Gordon Green has done with these two movies, and so their excitement for the third one is really minimal. But I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think he's tried to do a really good job. He's shown that he does have respect for the franchise, and I just can't imagine that he would basically just mull all of this down to the fact that radio waves are controlling Michael Audrey Myers. I just couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after knowing what happened in 6. So many people were upset with the way that they, tried to explain everything with the cult. I mean, shit, man, I'd rather them go that route than the radio waves, maybe.
Right. And that's the other fear that you hit on is explaining Michael. Like I don't want them to explain. It's so much scarier not knowing.
That's his greatest gift,
right?
Yep.
The mystery. That's like, to me, that's the scariest thing. It's way more scary, like to see a dark hallway and anticipate what's at the end of that hallway, as opposed to like when you go to those haunted houses and stuff, then when they pop out, it's like, oh, okay, that was over and that wasn't that bad. The anticipation is what kills you. It's not the jump scare. Don't do that with his explanation. Like, please don't do it. Just let him be mysterious. And I do want to see an ambiguous ending. Like I would love to how 78 ended with hearing him breathe
the
through
breathing.
the mask. Yes. I would not mind that. Just I don't want Michael to die. Like it's as selfish as I am, like whether that makes the story suffer or not, like I don't want him to die. I loved H2O, and then Resurrection killed it for me. So I guess I could be okay with it, but just don't kill him. Like let's keep making these movies. Just make them good. That's all.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be good, man. And Val, I agree with you. I think the tower is going to be used as communication. I just don't think David Gordon Green is going to make such a risky mistake with using radio waves, and again, over explaining Michael. I mean, that's his greatest gift. If you think about all the major horror icons, we know the motivations for all of them, whether it's Jason or Freddy or Ghostface or Pinhead or Leatherface or Chucky or Leprechaun. We know exactly why they're doing what they're doing. We don't know why a 6-year-old boy went into his sister's bedroom and killed her.
Right.
We don't know why he returned to Haddonfield years later. We don't he's evil. I mean, obviously that's one thing because Loomis, he preached the gospel. But other than that, we have no clue.
Yeah.
No clue whatsoever. So
yeah.
Last little thing. Do you want, because you touched on Michael, how do you feel about Lori's fate? Do you want her to live, die? You don't care either way?
Yeah, I don't. I guess I don't really care either way, and it's not that I don't care about her as a character. I love Lori. Like, I hate to default to this answer. Just make it good. That's it. Like whether she lives or dies, if it's executed properly, I'm okay with it. I think I'm more in the camp of I just don't want Michael to die, or I don't want to know that he dies. With Lori, it could go either way for me, which is weird, but I guess then again, it makes sense. Like, I don't want them to kill Sydney, right? I think Sydney's my favorite, like, final girl. Yeah, she is for sure, because I can't have them kill her. But Lori, if she goes, she goes, at this point. Just make it good, make it worth it, make it like I want there to be a payoff, to the end. So I don't really have a preference as to how she makes it through this movie.
Craven, you have any thoughts? It's quiet over there.
Yeah, no, I've just been listening to you guys. It's been cool. I think that as far as back to the radio tower real quick, the only thing that bugs me is David Gordon Green said, of course, it's going to be a significant role, and then whenever there it is, man, cranking out the waves. And the other thing that I noticed when rewatching Kills, that radio tower is prominently on display, subtly in the background, but it's totally there. Yeah. And you notice, like I noticed, like right away, there's the radio tower. Just there it is. So he was already planting the foundation for it in Kills, at least. Talking about 18, I don't remember how much, if it was in there or not. Maybe it was, but definitely Kills is like to a couple of shots. And the other thing, what bugs me the most about it, and why I think there could be something to it, is that we know that David Gordon Green loves the original, right? He's a big fan. And Knight, you're gonna know this line better than me by heart, but basically, Dr. Loomis made this statement in '78, where he says he watched him staring out this window, silent, as if he was waiting for some type of a signal, like a silent alarm. Trigger him off.
Yep.
And I can't get that out of my mind, dude. I just, because if David's looking at that literally, you can interpret that as a literal silent signal. And he could say, look, this is what Loomis was waiting for. This is Loomis was right. It was a signal. That signal, a silent signal. So if that line wasn't in '78, I would not be nearly as worried as I am about it. That's just, I think he could make canon sense of making it happen because of that statement if he wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, when you say it like that, Steven, I'm just like, oh man.
I know
you're making a good point here, brother.
I know, man. I can't get rid of it.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
I mean, here's a better question for you guys. Let's go down Steven's route here. Do you think there's a way that it could be done effectively, like using the radio tower as something controlled? Do you think I know that's a weird question, but I'm just saying, could it be done in a way where when you watch it and you say, I'm actually okay with that? They did a pretty good job of that. Because I don't know if I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah,
Maverick, you're our guest, man. You start off this train wreck off.
I'm a leadoff batter every inning, man. This is not easy. So I want to believe that the writers are smarter than me, right? So if I run into a dead end with an idea, I want to feel like there's somebody smarter that's in charge of or a part of writing this script that can find a way. I guess that's why I still hold out hope for Stu, is that there's someone that when I run into a dead end, that they can pull this off. So I mean, because Halloween 3 is my second favorite Halloween movie in this franchise. And I hated it as a kid. I freaking love it to death as an adult. Like, once I actually started thinking with the frontal lobe of my brain, I was like, this is actually really good. Like, I was just pissed because Michael wasn't in it the entire time. That's why. So,
Me too.
So I feel like that there is a way that they could make it work. I don't quite see it, but they can help me see it, right? If they pull it off right. The biggest thing, and this is just kind of a quick sidebar, is I feel like, because I've heard people say, like, well, maybe Michael falls off the radio tower, but in order to get up the radio tower, you got to climb a ladder. And I feel like that's too human of a move for Michael to do. Like, you guys think about, picture like watching Michael climb a ladder. Like, wouldn't that kind of just make you go like, I don't know. I think there's something so much better. It goes back to the whole mystery side of it, like the fact that he just kind of pops up places, but you don't really see him doing, like, you don't necessarily always see him climbing the stairs or closing a door or doing something like that. I feel like I don't want to see Michael climb a ladder. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to have that vision in my head that, oh, he had to get up here by climbing this ladder. I just feel like that's too human for him. And not saying that he's a ghost or not anything like that. I just don't want to see that. So
good point.
That's just me, though. I could be in the minority on that one, but that's how I feel. So yes, they can make this happen. I'm not smart enough to figure out how they would do that, but I feel like there is a way they could pull that off.
Well, Knight, you're our, what I like to say, Knight is our resident Halloweenian here, our resident Haddonfield guy. So, Knight, tell us from your, I know you love the franchise, and which I do too, but what are your thoughts on it, man? Is there a way you could accept that outcome?
I mean, to be quite honest, I think Maverick gave a bona fide answer because, I imagine that the writers are a lot smarter than me as just a fan. And that's all that I am. And, similar experience as him when I was a kid, when I was younger, I totally despised Season of the Witch. I truly did. And for years, I had never even watched it. And then when I got into I think it was my late teens, I checked it out. And then I was like, okay, I see what they were trying to do with this thing. It has some cheesy moments. It's a little bonkers, but I see what they were trying to do. And, if they could make the story work, maybe I could deal with that. Personally speaking, just as a fan, especially a fan of Michael, and looking beyond this movie, because we know that this will not be the last time we ever see him, So I'm looking at it as a long game too, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I just don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want to speculate. I want to be curious. I want to continue to make videos about it, and stuff like that. I want to continue to imitate the late great Donald Pleasance and talk about the evil and I shot him 6 times. I want to continue to do that. But I don't want a movie like The Curse of Michael Myers where you get this position where Michael is just a stooge. Like the way he was represented in 6, and don't get me wrong, I know there's some fans of 6. I like some aspects of 6. I enjoyed Loomis in 6. Paul Rudd was good in 6. There were some good kills. At least they got the mask to look better than it did in 4 and 5. So there are some good things about 6. But overall, I didn't like the explanation of it. So that's where my biggest fear comes from, is because I've seen it before with 6. I've seen it before with Jason Goes to Hell. I've seen it before with Freddy's Dead. I've seen it before with Hellraiser 4. And when you try to explain these mythical characters, these icons, a lot of times you run into trouble, And so that's where I'm coming from. So can they do it? Yeah, I'm sure there's a chance they could make it work, make it make some sense, and maybe I'd leave the theater and be like, wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But I don't know, man. I think that's the riskiest thing, is trying to explain Michael Myers.
Yep.
It's more risky than killing him. It's more risky than killing Laurie. It's more risky than having them both live. It's more risky than the Dreamcatcher theory. I think that's the riskiest thing they could do, is trying to use that radio tower to explain Michael and his evil.
Right.
I just don't think you can, because I really don't think you can. Because one, there would be so much that needs to be explained. Like what somebody even made a comment earlier that's like, how do you explain that he's the only one? Like that was one of the first things that popped into my head too.
Yes.
The other thing is too is that like you would have to essentially go back because when he was a kid, he wasn't wearing the Michael mask to kill. So like you'd have to explain that mask. You'd have to explain that like what was he a science experiment? Got a chip planted in his head? Like I just feel like there's just so much you would have to explain and tie in to how he's being controlled, how the signal works, whatever the case may be. I mean, you're almost better off, and I don't want them to do this. Let me make that very clear. But you're almost better off saying he's possessed or there's a demon on his shoulder or something like that than a radio tower wave, something along those. I just don't see how you make that work. And then, but beyond that, even if they did want to like dedicate a movie to that, which I don't understand why, but let's say they did, it's just like you're taking away what makes Michael special because now anybody could be Michael. You know, like what happens if I put on the mask? You know, if they go that route, it is the mask. So what do I become Michael Myers now? Do I get the superhuman strength? Do I get the like it just it turns Michael Myers into nobody. It turns Michael Myers into just a mask rather than the individual. And I like the idea of it being the individual that is wearing this mask in order to kill people because that's like its security. You know, that's the security blanket for him that allows him to feel comfortable when killing people. Like that, I think is a much better alternative than like, oh no, what it is the mask, and Michael's just some random guy, and that's why he was silent and didn't speak again because he was traumatized and blah, blah. Like, what's like? Why are you gonna do that? Like, like it's not. The whole point was this was a common mask, right? Like this wasn't like something Michael made himself or anything. So it's like, how come we see kids wearing the mask? How come they're not running around slashing? I just think it's just I just don't see a way that you can do it.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that he broke into the store, and he got the mask, he got the knife, I think he got a rope and some other stuff. At least that's what Brackett said. So it just doesn't make sense. And he didn't have the mask when he killed Judith.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and not only that, but when he broke out in 2018, he didn't have the mask yet, but he killed those guys in the bathroom.
Exactly.
The podcasters, and Stella, he is able to speak. He just chooses not to.
Yeah, he can speak.
So he definitely can speak.
He almost speaks in 18, and then he stops. Like when he turns around, he like grunts or whatever for a second, and then he stops and turns back around.
I was like, please don't make that Rob Zombie mistake, damn it!
Oh god!
I really thought they were about to do it in that scene because when he and turns around to go, and he's like, and then he just stops and turns back around. I was like, oh, I was like, okay,
I was like, don't you do it, David Gordon Green.
I was like, okay, good.
So yeah, I think that there's too many plot holes for it to be the mask. Because you guys just brought up a ton. So I think it has to be beyond the mask. It's got to be more than that. So I think, Fate, you were saying it in a joking manner, I think, earlier, but I think you have to say almost when he was born, he was implanted with a chip, or maybe his parents were part of something. I'm kind of with Maverick. I haven't thought hard enough about that because I don't want to. Because I so don't want to see it. Like, I don't even want to really plausibly try to figure out a way. But I think that you'd have to go that route where there's something implanted in him. Because he leaves Smith Grove in '78. He hijacks the car. He's got no mask then. He's in a gown.
That's right.
And so it's something, as Loomis said, something triggered him in that insanitarium that made him just go.
Yep.
And at that moment in time. And so, see you, Jen. Appreciate you. So my thought is you have to explain the origin of how it happened. It's not the mask. I think the mask has something else completely different than that. Not the control. So I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, and after he killed Judith and he came outside, he was just staring off into the abyss, or as Loomis says, staring into himself. Same thing happened in the recreation scene in Kills. After he went down the stairs and the cops were all there, he's just staring. I mean, he's like totally like oblivious, And again, to me, that's what's scary. I don't know what's going on. He has the blackest eyes, man. You don't understand, right? I mean, I know I keep talking Loomis, but he was the greatest. He's the greatest hype man in horror movie history.
Yeah, he is.
You know, that scene in 2018
Absolutely.
when he's walking down that street in the scene in 2018. There's kids, there are adults everywhere. It's like a whole smorgasbord of people he could have killed. He didn't kill everyone. He just started walking. And then he would turn his head, and then he went into the house.
Check.
You know,
check. Let's go, guys. Check. Fate, what are you doing?
There's Fate.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Flava Flav.
Man. But guys, we're gonna be getting ready to end this up a little bit. I don't know what Fate is doing. Oh,
we lost him.
He got kicked out.
He did. Shut it all down.
Oh.
Wow. He was like, "Screw these guys, man."
I think he's had his fill of me. I think he's done. He's like, no more.
You know, it was between the Stew Train and the Craven shirt, hoodie. I think it was just too much, man.
First impressions are everything, and I guess I'm dead to Fate.
Hey, you know what,
that is,
brother? It's all right, brother. It's overrated. You're in with the right people, man.
All right, good. Not what you know, it's who you know. There you go.
That's exactly right.
Cool.
Hey, well, there we go.
There he is.
I had no idea what happened. I had to restart the stream. Like I couldn't hear you guys. I couldn't say anything. Like I was even.
We heard you.
I know. That's why I kept saying check, because I could hear myself in the headphones, but like I couldn't hear you guys. Like
that's right, Bob.
I mean, I could see you guys talking and stuff, and I unplugged my mic, I plugged everything back in. I even unplugged it, but you weren't coming through the speakers on my computer. You weren't coming through the speakers on my phone.
Right.
Like it's like the stream just like I don't know. The stream just like cut me out or something.
Oh my gosh.
And Valerie, hey, it wasn't me, but Val, that's a great point. The beauty of the original, it hit everyone at the core. The fear of the unknown is so true.
Yeah.
And by the way, Val, thank you so much she left a really good comment. I wanted to give a really good reply to it because I had done a ranking of the Halloween franchise, and her reply was, I mean, like, woo! I mean, but it was so insightful because she's such a big fan of the franchise. But Val, I totally agree with you, absolutely. But we're gonna start winding it down here a little bit. Let me just throw this at you, Maverick, since you are our guest. Are there any things coming up for you on your channel that you either have planned or things that you want to plan or things that are kind of on your list to do?
Yeah, so okay, I know I always kind of allude to this. I do get DMs and stuff like, when's the next video? When are you gonna put the next video out? My work schedule is just nuts right now. It's like as the heat goes up, my work level goes up. So without giving out too much info, I have a review of the Batman now. Like the Batman in general is my favorite, like everything. So it's like Batman and then horror movies, and like as far as entertainment, then everything else underneath. So I have that. It's almost done, but like I was working on it today, and then this came up. So and this trumps that for right now. So I have a Batman movie review coming out, and I have ideas for, and Knight, you'll probably love this, for a new Friday the 13th movie.
Oh,
so,
yeah, baby.
Yeah. So I've got pen to paper. I've got some ideas out there. I'm kind of fine tuning them, and then there's going to be a video for that coming out. Nice. And it's just things inspire me throughout the day. So as I hear news of something and my brain starts going away with it, then I have it's somewhere over here, my little journal that I start, my idea journal that I start jotting things down and then just running with them. And I'm still I'm so new to YouTube that I'm learning how to edit videos and record stuff at the same time. I can talk for days. It's just I need to learn the technical side of it. So I'm learning as I'm going. So that's why there's a bit of a delay in getting these things out, as I'm not that proficient at it. So yeah, I look forward to everything you guys got every day. I love my mornings with Night. I think that's super catchy. Number one, I love
Thanks,
your
man.
soothing, relaxing music as I'm sipping my coffee at my desk, and yeah, it's a blast. I love like everything you guys put out, and you guys do spawn a lot of ideas of mine, whether I agree or disagree. Back to what you guys were saying earlier with the content you put out, is it helps kind of kickstart the creativity in my brain sometimes. So I'm like super grateful for all you guys do.
Oh man,
Thank you,
that's
Maverick.
awesome,
Yeah, man.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, man.
What,
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we appreciate it
Oh,
too.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as far as your channel goes, what is your ultimate end goal? Is it do you just want to do it for fun as a hobby, or would you love to do it one day? Like,
So yeah, so I once I realized like the NFL and like being a professional wrestler were like unattainable goals. I always had a passion for radio. I wanted to be in radio. I grew up listening to Howard Stern in my dad's office as a kid, which was probably not the best parenting, best way to raise a child is listening to Howard Stern, but I loved it at the time. It was amazing, and I always wanted to be in radio. My parents were very not very encouraging of that, as they said it's pretty unstable. But I've always had a knack for talking and just being kind of silly and letting ideas flow and not really restricting myself with things. So one day I was listening to Craven, and somebody had mentioned something about starting their own channel, and he went off on this rant that like just inspired me. That was like, I need to do this. I need to just make it happen. Otherwise, I'm going to be living in the what if moment. And granted, it's not a radio station, it's not anything like that, but it's something that I feel good about. So it's a hobby now. If I could do this as a career, I would freaking drop what I'm doing in a heartbeat, because it's just too crazy. And I could be here. I've got 2 kids, so I could be more of a stay-at-home dad with a steady income. That would be the most perfect world picture I could do, is where I'm making money doing what I love, and I'm able to spend all the time in the world with my kids.
Absolutely.
So,
That's the dream, man.
Yeah,
that's the
man.
dream.
That's the dream.
So
It is.
yeah, it's
We're all in that
just
same boat.
exactly. It's just a hobby now. I'm learning as I'm going, and we'll see what the future has in store for me.
That's so
All right,
good.
man.
Well,
All right.
Maverick, I just want to say, to everyone here, I mean, to you, with everyone here, I'm so thankful and blessed to know that I had a small part at all involvement in you branching out and taking that step forward, because life, man, it's just too short to not do it. We're not promised tomorrow. We need to, if there's a passion you want to do, it just now's the time. It's not later. And so I'm so happy that you just stepped out, man, and that you did it.
man.
And I love your
man.
content. So
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man. That's one of my biggest goals of this channel for me. I mean, is I love talking horror movies. You guys know that. Goodness, I do it every day. But it's so much more than that to me. I want this to be a platform that I can inspire and encourage in people and give people hope that in their lives, no matter what you're going through, whether it's health or if it's finances, if it's family, all of the circumstances we face in life that can be really hard, that you can make it. You can persevere through it. Just keep putting one foot in front of another. Don't think about getting too far ahead. Just make that next step. And if that means it's one step a day, then just do it. Because all of our circumstances, they're all temporary. They're going to fade away. But what's not going to is you and me and all of us together lifting and supporting each other to accomplish not just our goals, but a life in general. And so I am so thankful for that, man. And that is what I want to accomplish with my channel, more than views and thumbs ups and super chats, which I love all of that stuff, and I'm humbled by it. But what you just said right there, that's what means more to me than any of this other stuff. That's it. That's what I'm really. That's what drives me.
Yeah, that's what we're in. That's what we're in this for at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
is.
Like, it's the community,
A connection to people.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
you know, we we enjoy that. You know, that's something that gives us, you know, passion and positivity. So it's like you receive positivity and you try to give that back out, and that's just a beautiful cycle. You know,
Absolutely.
it really is, man.
And it is. I always, when everyone would ask, I always tell everyone, like, you should start that channel. Like, you know, like it's not, besides like doing it and it's fun and stuff like that. I mean, it's a great outlet, you know, for just to get away from life. I mean, there's so many positives beyond just like being a YouTuber. Like, you know, it's a wonderful thing. And yeah, Maverick, keep it up. Keep doing it. Keep doing your thing.
No, for
you know?
reals. Like, you guys have been
Absolutely.
Like I said earlier, I think you guys sell yourself short. Whether it's, you know, you guys are just being silly with each other or not, like, it's refreshing, and it's easy to find. It's like negative, right? It's the negative news is what's like appealing, and it's fun to be here, and everybody in the community's so cool, man. Like, I've made so many friends that, yeah, I've seen, you know, their thumbnails, their pictures and stuff like that, but just so many good people, and it's nice to know that, you know, it's not all doom and gloom outside, like what's being reported. And this is a cool, like, you know, it's a cool community, and it's just filled with good people that, like, ironically, we're talking about horror movies, which are like the most awful things, right?
Exactly.
Like, if that was actually your life, but it's just filled with nothing but cool people. So man, I'm just like,
So true.
I'm the most lucky, like, person to be here right now, and like for you guys to just have inspired me to, you know, to actually do something with it, man. So I'm so grateful. You guys have no idea, man. No.
Amen.
Thank you,
Amen.
man.
Well, we were happy to have you on, and you're always welcome, man. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
No doubt about that.
And Maverick, I'm officially decided now after an hour and a half, you're coming on the channel, baby. Get it up. Let's go. Get it up. We're gonna do it. It's happening. And I'll send you. We'll talk on social.
Just reach
we'll
out
talk
to
on
me
social.
whenever. Yeah, no
Sounds
worries.
good.
Absolutely.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen,
seriously,
dude.
Guys, thank you so much for everything. Like, I'm glad to be here. I'm super nervous. I think the mask helps kind of hide how nervous I am. But
you're doing great, man.
You did
You've
great,
done
man.
an amazing job, buddy.
Well, good. As long as I didn't
Absolutely.
screw up the stream.
No.
Oh,
like,
no,
we're
not
good.
at all.
Not at
All
all.
right,
You made the
cool.
stream better.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
You really did.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, that was what, you know what? I had the idea, and I was gonna, like, I had it in my head, and I totally forgot. I think it's because I was nervous, but like the whole I had said like a month ago, you guys were like the horror movie Voltron, and I was like, today was like my ability to be the head.
I
Voltron,
like that.
That's
So
so
you guys
awesome.
just need to, you know, as you have guests, like, they can be the head for you guys. And it just so happens that I have a mask on that.
I love
this is
that,
the
man.
head. Yeah, man. So this was
Form,
fun. I
feet,
had a
and
blast.
legs.
Yeah, right. There you
Oh.
go. There you go.
Oh, man.
Also because he's not here, but and it means a lot to us too. Is that, you know, thanks for supporting Jake on his kids
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for
and
sure.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's
Absolutely.
passionate about it. We want to
Yep.
see him achieve that. We're excited for that.
We are,
you know,
man.
and-
It's our
It's
little
gonna be a
Jakey,
blast.
man. It's our
It's our
little
little-
Jakey boy.
I know, and he's the
Wow.
youngest out of
He's the
group.
youngest.
He's
He's
a
like a
kid.
kid.
He's
He's
our
a kid.
baby.
Yeah,
he's
we
my
love that
sixth
guy.
kid.
He's
Yeah,
your
and
sixth kid.
that's the coolest part about it is, like, I remember when I was 23, I was a knucklehead, man. Like,
Yeah.
and to be that passionate about something and like putting yourself
Yeah.
out there, like, how can you not support somebody? At least that's where I stand, right? As I look back at, a lot of you guys are probably younger than me, but like, I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I had that drive and that kind of, like, I wish my head was in that space at that
Right.
time, to where, like, I
Right.
was
Yeah.
really pushing for things instead of chasing other things. And I'm sure you guys can fill in the blank on what I was chasing. But yeah, like, so I'm all about
I
supporting.
think fate
you
still
know,
is.
right? Yeah. Fate's like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not doing that anymore? So, yeah.
Why'd you
let's-
stop?
Yeah, right. What's wrong with you?
Fate, calm down now.
Right?
Calm
Oh,
down.
Lord.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna get ready to end this, but again, we had a blast. We had a blast
Yep.
having Maverick with us. So for you guys in
Yeah,
the
man.
chat, you guys know the drill. Please give the video a like, leave us a comment, watch the video. Like Steven was said, if you want to watch it a second time, but
Yeah.
also check out Maverick's channel.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, he's doing some good stuff, and I always enjoy seeing folks when they first start out, and just seeing the process, because it reminds me of the type of things I went through, and also reminds me of how These guys are doing a hell of a job. I was like walking around in the woods blind for months, and these guys already got it together. People like Maverick and Carrie and all these guys.
So
But no, check him out because he really is. He's really doing some good stuff. He's family.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
we should put the link to his channel in the description too.
yes,
After
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
you guys,
greatly
please,
appreciate
everybody
it, man.
go to his channel and subscribe right after this stream, please.
Yeah,
absolutely.
there's not a whole lot of content, but there will be eventually. One day.
Hey,
day.
man.
Everybody-
And we're here right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Corey says, "Thumbs up or be cursed."
There you go, Gory.
Yeah,
All right,
Jean's
Jason.
Gory is awesome too. She's so
She
cool.
is,
I love
man.
Her. I love her
She
channel,
is.
So. Yep.
Jason, we're gonna do this one more time for you. Baby, can you dig your man? He's
Oh,
a righteous
yeah.
man. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man.
All right, guys.
Love it.
We're gonna get ready to head on out, but thanks a lot. And Maverick, hold on a second as we go out with this outro. But for the rest of you guys, we will catch you guys on Monday. Take it easy. You guys know what it's all about. The collective has spoken. Peace out.
Adios. Bye, guys.